Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel, you watch reality TV shows to recap, review, and for the fun of it. And today's episode is The Mummy Club, Season 3, Episode 10. It's not just a PJ party, it's a confrontation. And this is on the day of the trip. Mrs. Happy is talking to her nanny. She's trying to find out how she's doing and also just to check in on her to see if she's handling the job well. And she ended up showing her how to fold the t-shirts. And then she holds the t-shirts that lady has already folded. And she says, "Is this how you fold the t-shirts?" When she sees her folding one. And I'm like, how did she fold the rest of the other ones? Because if she has been working with you for the past however months, you can't be only seeing these today that she's not folding them right. And the tone that she uses when she's talking to this lady, it just shows that she doesn't respect her. Maybe because she's supposed to be Happy's younger sister, she can't be her child. She's 24. So I don't understand what is happening. And also that lady says in her diary session that she's learning a lot at Happy's house. And I'm like, you're only learning how to fold the t-shirts the right way at 24. Hi, Leanna. Something is not giving them. And then Noxie and Rosette are on their way to the trip and they go and fetch Mrs. Sunday. Rosette said she's not happy with fetching Mrs. Sunday because she's not Noxie's friend. And she doesn't even know what she's going to say to her. When they get there, lucky for them, Mrs. Sunday says they can't go in one car, it will be overcrowding. That car, is it like 8 or 9-seater car? But Mrs. Sunday says it will be overcrowding, so she doesn't want to go with them. Cool. She'll go with Pheladi. Noxie says, fine, you can go with whoever you want to go with. And I feel like it was a good shot for Mrs. Sunday. She could have just said she's not gonna go with them without mentioning Pheladi. But I think Pheladi and Noxie kind of like they're indifferent type of thing. But with Mrs. Sunday, she doesn't like her, and she has said it even when she was fetching her that it's because Mrs. Sunday, I don't know, she's not is she lukewarm in the show, or she's just her personality has not showed up in any shape or form. She's just there, like I don't know. She's Mrs. Sunday, basically. She's just that girl who does not have anything to say, and if she says things, she doesn't say it with the same confidence. She says them in the diary session. I don't know. I wish someone could have coached her to say that. Stand for what you stand for, and don't be that person that's just like you are nice to my face. In the diary session you are like bad, because there's a way in which you talk. Even if you are saying something offensive, you could say it in a different manner. You don't have to be nice, be kissing people's asses all the time, but you can always be like, I don't like what you did, and then it will still be fine. But with Mrs. Sunday, it's always like she's nice to you in the face. In the diary session, she goes and says things that are outrageous and that are just weird. And I don't get her. Then they go to Vuyi is on her way as well, and she calls her friend Happy, and then Happy says that she can't go because she was almost admitted she's not feeling well. They told her that she needs a bed rest. Guys, when you have anxiety and all of these things that Happy has, because it seems like that's it. It's not. I don't think it's still that she's tired. She's probably on a borderline of depression. Why would they say you stay in bed for that? Because from my own understanding, if you are depressed and you stay in bed, don't you make the depression to be much worse than it would have been if you had gone out and see people and stuff like that? Unless if it's still under the exhaustion. That's why they were wanting to admit her for 21 days. I don't get it. Rabies thing, these illnesses, I don't understand them, but I don't need to understand them. I'm just saying that it's just a weird thing. And then Vuyi says, and then they will go pick up Pheladi. So Mrs. J drove with a Mercedes electrical vehicle, and I'm wondering if this is not part of advertisement, because I don't understand why she had to say the full name of the car. Seems like they think they sponsored this trip for her, and she ended up calling her husband to tell him that she enjoyed the drive. It was easy and whatnot, but Mrs. Sunday called her to tell her that she couldn't drive with Rosette and Noxie, so she would like to drive with someone else. And she said that she will call one of the mummies and she will call Pheladi. And in that sense, I'm like, so Mrs. J did not call Happy, or she had to call Pheladi, or what is happening, or Vuyi to find out, because when she acted like she didn't know that Happy couldn't come, I was just like, man, this is probably part of the acting part of it, not the real what happened. Because if I'm trying to find out who you can travel with, she had to call. Oh, I wonder if she even managed to get hold of Pheladi, because Pheladi is that person that they are fighting, or that she insulted in the previous episode. So she definitely did not call Pheladi. I would like to assume, and Mrs. Sunday ended up being the one that called Pheladi, and Pheladi says that she couldn't answer her phone. She saw a lot of missed calls from her and stuff, so she is not surprised to see her at her house. And when she gets there, she finds Vuyi sitting. She's like, oh, being avoided in the 44 Masitlalisan in the other car, and now I'm here, Vuyi is here. I'm like, 44 Masitlalisan, guys, are these ladies okay? Because I don't understand. That car is big. It can take more than 4 people comfortably. It can take it can take 4 people comfortably. Then the other, because they want to sit and stretch their legs. I'm just saying that if they want that, that's actually possible in that car. Like I don't know, maybe they're used to so much luxury that a car that seats 5 people only takes 2 people. A car that takes 8 people only takes 2 people. 3 people in the car, so they are not comfortable. Or it's just that the overcrowding just means that she doesn't like Rosette, because from what she's saying that Noxie had ignored her when she called Mrs. J. She told them Noxie had ignored her the previous time because she saw her friend, and then she thought that she's up there with the birds, and she doesn't want to be going around with Mrs. Sunday. So that's part of the reasons why she feels the way she felt about her. And I'm like, okay, we get you, Mrs. Sunday, but she needs, I don't know. Ugh, man. And then when they get there, they talk about when they're away, the 3 ladies, once Pheladi, who was 10 minutes away because her son is changing schools, so she had to be out of the house that they were waiting for her in, and then she drives, and then they all go. They don't have luggage, eh? It seems like none of them have luggages. I didn't get that. Even when Noxie and Rosette, maybe it's not part of the story, but even when Noxie and Rosette walked into that place, they were not carrying their own luggage, unless if they have other people carrying their luggage, just like the driver and his assistant probably. I am trying to find out on the cameraman whatever is happening in that car, because maybe that's part of the reasons why Mrs. Sunday is so concerned about the car being overcrowded for Masitlalisane type of situation. Maybe that's part of the reasons she's like that. It's because she can see that the driver will need assistant, everyone will need whatever, so she's not keen on that. I think that's the only excuse I can find for Mrs. Sunday. Mrs. Sunday in the and Vuyi tries to find out from Pheladi how will she handle this situation, and she says that she's disappointed by the fact that Happy can't make it, and Happy is the person that asked her to come to the trip, and so that now she's not going, if she feels like she won't be comfortable with Mrs. J being there, and if Mrs. J in any shape or form makes her feel uncomfortable, she's just going to leave. And I'm like, good for you, Pheladi, because that woman just crossed the lines on so many ways. And as much as people are celebrating her on the internet, saying that she showed bullies how to, like she bullied another person, like as a retaliation. And it took her out of character, guys. I feel like there are things that other people don't do. And even her as herself saying that she walks Naman and stuff like that. Losies are, maybe they are nasty people. Because why would you be saying such things about another person just because you are angry? They are not good people then, it means. Because nah, they are supposed to be kind. As much as she works with Amanlozi, right? She's also a prophet. People like that are not supposed to be doing such things. Not a prophet. What is that thing? A bishop. So you want to tell me you preach in front of people, and then when other people are drinking, you get drunk, and then you start calling them names, and you start calling them out, and nah, noise. I just think that there was a better way to handle that situation than she did, as someone who has who is spiritual sound, is also a bishop and all of these things. Like, I feel like there's a way you handle things, and you can't handle things the same way Pheladi would handle it. Just because she's a bully doesn't mean that she deserved to be called those names she called her. When Anoxie and Rosette get to their place for the trip, they get to Mrs. J's room or Mrs. J's lounge, and she shows them their room, and she's welcoming to them. She's happy that they're there. And in their rooms, in Nox's room, there's a box, two boxes. The other one has makeup. The other one has Mrs. J's pajamas that are snake print and a leopard print, and you can tell from both of them that they don't like the color of the PJs. And then Mrs. J is not getting the hint. Even with Rose, when they go to Rosette's room, she also gets there and she's like, she hopes hers is a different color because she doesn't like it. In her diary session, she says she hopes that the snake and leopard print won't change for them at night and to bite them or hiss at them. And also, when the rest of the ladies arrives there, they don't go to Mrs. J. Mrs. J is not there to welcome them, and I think it's because she was still welcoming the other ones. I don't know. Anyway, it seems like I don't know. She seems, what's her name? Noxie seemed drunk when they got to the place. If, like, even the way Mrs. J was holding her hand, I'm sure she's like, yeah, I was right. I never met you with any of you people while you are sober. Look at you now, while she's holding her hand. And then after that, she goes to meet up with the three ladies are there. They arrive there. They first go to Mrs. Sunday's room, and they see her PJs, and they are fine with it. She says that they are nice. Luckily, this time around, she didn't judge Mrs. J's PJs like she did the last time. Maybe the workmanship is better now. Maybe Mrs. J worked on it to get it to the level where Mrs. Sunday can appreciate them. Just saying. But then Vuyi goes to Pheladi's room and she sees a note in Pheladi's boxes, and she says, "Your Pheladi's one is nice." And then she says she will give Pheladi a privacy to read the letter. But the way Vuyi was looking down, guys, I think she read that letter. She did read that letter. From my own understanding, from the way I saw her, she looked down for too long for someone not to be able to read the letter. But anyway, she leaves, and then Pheladi reads the letter, and the letter is an apology for calling out her name, for including her children in their fights and stuff like that. Not Pheladi saying that she appreciates that the letter is handwritten, even though it feels like it's an affidavit. And I'm like, oh, okay, we don't know. Because I tried to look that whether it's handwritten or not, but I couldn't tell. But it seems like at the back of the letter, when you have written on those papers that they print out, you can see that there's a bit of a print at the back that someone was writing on it. And then she says that she won't accept her apology because she feels like Mrs. J hates her. And even with the snake and leopard print PJ, she says that it's Mrs. J trying to tell them something like that she's a snake, she's hissing. I'm sure that will be brought up at the reunion if Pheladi shows up for it. There's a lot of people saying that they don't like Pheladi on the show because she doesn't have any storyline. They don't understand what type of a mother is this that has kids on the weekends and can't talk about them. Guys, people get gag orders. Like, we can't act like those things don't exist, and we can't act like it's not in the best interest of those children not to be shown on TV, because we all know that with these type of stuff, when your parents are going through divorce and stuff like that, and then you are being shown on the TV, let's say Pheladi had addressed that issue with that daughter of hers to say that your dad is saying this and this and this, it was going to stay on the internet forever on Showmax, and then the child will grow up thinking this is what I said when I didn't have a full understanding of what was happening between my parents and I. And then my dad is blaming my mom, and my mom is trying to find clarity in terms of, I feel like a lot of people, maybe it's kids as well, because I feel like if you would say that it's in the best interest of the show, it's in the best interest of the show, it's not in the best interest of the children to be shown on TV while their parents are going through what they went through, even though it has been few years since Pheladi has divorced that guy. But I think it was a good decision for him to say, do not include my children. The names part, I just feel like he took it to the extreme, because those are Pheladi's kids, by the way, as well, as much as they are his. And anyway, he stays with them. But those type of things, I thought that she was going to show us the part of the difficulty of being a co-parent when you are not getting the 50% chance, you are getting the 20%, and in this case, you are a mother. I wish they could talk about that with the other mummies while they are doing other things. Maybe that could be a storyline. But for people to say they don't want this type of a person, maybe they don't want her because she's a bully, number one, because what she did to Noxie, when it was done to her, she couldn't hold it together. Even in this episode, she's still cheery about what Mrs. J had said to her. So she can't take it. She can ditch it. She can't take it. But I don't think that she was not needed for the show. She's bringing something, unlike Mrs. Sunday, who's not bringing much. And I don't want her to bring drama, but at least she must bring something, you know. But anyway, Vuyi also goes to her room. Tell me why these ladies, but it's because they were never told. Because only Mrs. J only told Rosette and Noxie that they are the ones who are, the PJs are meant to be worn for the pajamas party that's happening that time. Right? Mrs. J, Mrs. Noxie, Rosette are wearing the PJ set that Mrs. J. Vuyi, Mrs. Sunday, and Pheladi are not wearing that. And when she gets there, Pheladi says that she left her makeup and her pajamas bag or whatever. And then she's wearing like a loungewear, like track pants and stuff like that. And Vuyi and Mrs. Sunday, who said that she was going to wear them to the party, said that she couldn't wear them because it's cold. And it looks like it was a bit cold. Yeah, but it could be cold and they could switch on the aircon. Like, why are they acting like they don't know these things? Like, that place is so cold that they can't do anything about it. Because I don't understand. But anyway, they talk about, when they sit down, they talk about Pheladi's bringing a blanket and stuff. And Vuyi is shocked. Vuyi is wearing her blue set of PJs. And she's just not wearing Mrs. J's pajamas. That's it. And when Mrs. J tries to find out how, like when they are trying to find out how everyone has traveled, so Rosette is still asking
what's her name, Mrs. Sunday, how did you travel? And she's like, I came with them. She's like, but you said we are overcrowding the car. And I'm like, Rosette, why are you asking this question? Because you know why she didn't want to travel with you. It's because she's not your friend and she's not used to you. And you know how you and Noxie treated Mrs. Sunday at Noxie's dinner party that ended up being about Mrs. J and Pheladi's fight. Because Noxie is not a good host. And also, even Mrs. J is not a good host. She should have waited for these ladies to arrive by their thingy. She could have called them to find out when they are like few minutes away. She could have drove her EV and to their house and find out and welcome them and tell them and stuff like that. Because now she's giving them pink drinks and she's saying in that drink there's tequila, and all of the ladies says that there's no alcohol except for Rosette, but Rosette said there is alcohol, but everyone else is claiming there's no alcohol. Even Rosette is saying that in her diary session that the drink is ugly, but she's gonna drink it because she's being a good a person, you know, like acting like she understands Mrs. J's what's going through her head, and Vuyi and Mrs. Sunday and Pheladi decide to have a tea because Pheladi is saying that she's not going to get drunk in front of Mrs. J because Mrs. J called them drunkards the previous time, and she didn't say that. She said they are always under the influence of alcohol, and Yena, she doesn't drink. She didn't say you guys limatakwa. She just said, guys, when I interact with you, you are always under the influence of alcohol. And they took it and said, all of them, including Noxie, they took it and said that Bona, they are drunkards. It's not Mrs. J's words. So guys, actually we had already asked Pheladi how she's feeling about Mrs. J. So now they get there, she still asks her. And then she says it's okay. She felt like Mrs. J was projecting a lot. And Mrs. J does not even ask her, what do you mean by that? Because I felt like if I was Mrs. J, I would have asked, what do you mean by that? But because she had focused so much on the apologizing train, because even when Mrs. Sunday tried to come for her in terms of that drunkard thing, and she tries and explain that I didn't say that. And also Rosette goes on to as well to ask Vuyi, why are you so angry? What's so pushing you? Is it because Mrs. Sunday had called you, Mrs. J had called you guys drunkards, or you are always under the influence? And she went ahead and said the same thing. Mrs. Sunday couldn't come back. She's just said that, and Mrs. J is saying that it's because now it's fashionable to be hated by Mrs. J or to have some quarrel with Mrs. J. Do not hog onto that train because it's not necessary. I'm like, tell her when I'm Mrs. J, because why is she so mad? Yet she had called you earlier to say that she was going to travel with you. Why would you travel with someone who had called you a drunkard? Mrs. Sunday needs to get her things in order because you can't just say things because they are fashionable. That's according to understanding of Mrs. J. Anyway, she apologized again to Pheladi, and her apology started with an I to say that she regrets the things that she has said about her. And I kept saying that it's not in character of Mrs. J to be like that. So that's why her apology starts like that. And towards the end, she apologizes for doing the things she did to Pheladi, for saying those things. And Pheladi does not seem to accept the apology. And also she says that you said that my ex-husband took the kids, yet he just stays with them. And then she says that, and also you say things that are not in line with the things that I have said. You take things the same way that it seems like everyone is guilty of that. And I think everyone in the world is partly, some percentage of people is partly guilty of trying to find the meaning behind the words that people say. Like if someone says that their husband stays with the kids, you are assuming he took them away from you. Those are the things you would say. So Pheladi is saying that she's still upset about the situation and now she's teary. And also, hey guys, Rosette, I don't know if she's already drunk. She says, Pheladi, to add on, as people, we have grown, we come from what. And I'm like, what does that have to do with this thing that they are talking about? Because even this thing of, and also Pheladi now is not denying that thing that it seems like Mrs. J had gotten the wrong idea about her dating married men. It's in the past. I think she should have brought it up. If it's true, it might not be true. It might be the fact that she's still dating the married men now. And also, hi guys, there are so many things behind this thing. It seems like instead of them having a good time, they are busy confronting Mrs. J. Mrs. J is also trying to apologize. And also Vuyi is saying that the apology that Mrs. J is not, it's not genuine. It's not coming from the heart. And I'm like, what is she supposed to say to make you all happy? Because I feel like they want her to be on the floor and saying, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that, with tears in her eyes. No, not everyone is like that. And I feel like that apology is a good apology. It's fine. I don't think she needs to be so elaborative and stuff like that. And she still stands on that thing of saying dating married men is a thing that she won't stand for because of her morals and her values. And I'm like, yes, mommy, say that, because it's important that people get it, instead of saying that, because now polygamy is legal in South Africa. Of course it is legal, but you're supposed to be dating a polygamist, someone who has told his wife about you, someone who his wife already knows that somehow this man has someone in his life that he's dating, that he's likely going to get married to. If you're just dating a married man to be a sugar baby, just say that. Not, or to be a side chick, just say that. Because now it seems like people are just hiding behind this. I want to be married, I want to date a married man, and just leave it at that, and while hating other people. Mrs. J read them a letter to, it's like a note, and she says it's not that long, but apparently according to Rosette, it's a whole page. She was saying that she's grateful that the ladies have shown her that she doesn't need new people, she doesn't need new friends to spice up her life. Her life is okay. And I'm like, Rosette and Noxie are laughing, but remember, Noxie and Mrs. J are trying to build a friendship. So I don't know. It just seems like she's saying to Noxie that she doesn't need her in her life. Well, yeah, she doesn't. But to say it out like that is just weird. And Noxie and Pheladi keep saying that Mrs. Joyce likes her show, so she's just showing off now. And I'm just like, so what? No, Rosette even says that Mrs. J must pack her bags and go if she doesn't want new friends. Because what do you mean you don't want new friends, yet you joined the Mummy Club? Maybe because she thought her other friend will be here. Because Mrs. Mopps and Mrs. J are friends, right? Maybe she thought her other friends will be here. That's why she joined, and Mrs. Mopps didn't tell her that I am not going to be part of the show going forward because of whatever is happening in her life does not allow her to be part of the show. Hi, guys. Hi. The Pyjama Party ended up being a disaster because Vuyi and Pheladi ended up working out, because when they were trying to play a game, she seemed to have zoned out. And when Pheladi asked her, did you get that we are playing a game? What is going on? She said, I was not here. I had zoned out. And then that rubbed off Rosette the wrong way. And it seemed the previous episode, Rosette and Vuyi were getting along, right? But now they are now fighting because Vuyi zoned out, and she's like, yeah, you zoned out, but you are here at the party. You're supposed to be here. Where are you? I'm like, why are you Or maybe it's that thing, I want to bully you back because you bullied my friend type of thing, because I don't understand why she came for Vuyi. It didn't make sense. Someone can zone out even when they're with their real friends and they're having a good time, but because worst part for her, she said, I zoned out. I'm thinking about my kids. I'm thinking about my business. Rosette said, I also have the same thing, but I'm here and I'm not with them. If you didn't want to be here, you could be in your room, but you choose to be here, so you have to participate. All right? And then they had the back and forth, and she also said, I also have kids. Why are you being like that? And whatnot. And I'm just like, this fight is just very boring because it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you fighting because someone else decided to zone out? Yeah, let's play a game, let's play a game. No. And apparently the game has to be doing with the alphabetical order, and it has to do with your body. I'm like, hey, bro, they could play a different type of game. Nah, man, these women are just not, they're just not gelling. They're just not doing anything. And also Pheladi is on Vuyi's side to say, but she's allowed to think about something else besides being here. And it's true, she is. But like the way she's saying it as well, I think it's the way they do things and say things, because she didn't have to say, I have kids and whatnot. She could have said, oh, guys, I had zoned out. What is the game about? Oh, guys, I had zoned out. Can I want to leave? Oh, guys, I had zoned out. Like, there are so many other things than to say, I have kids, I have businesses. What does that have to do with the game? What does that have to do with the mommy club and you being part of the show? That's my own understanding. I don't get it. Why we had to use her kids and businesses as a reason to zone out. Everyone could have zoned out there because they have other things that they are dealing with, not just being part of the club. But imagine if they all zoned out, it was going to be boring as well. But anyway, so, and then Pheladi ended up saying that on that beautiful note, she would like to leave and she's going back to Pretoria. And then Pheladi, and I mean, what is her name? Rosette ended up saying that take your friend with you and go with her as well. And then, guys, not Pheladi using the F word to Rosette to say she's trying to control everyone. And I'm like, yeah, she's trying to control everyone because she wants to show you guys how to bully other people, because that's basically it. Just feeding them their own medicine. And then she's saying, fuck, like leave. I'm going to leave. And she say, footec to Rosette, guys. Pheladi is very, Pheladi is something else, guys, because I don't understand. How do you move from to say on that beautiful note I am leaving, and then as you are walking, you start saying fuck off to someone else? It's because she has issues with Rosette as well. Instead of telling Rosette that, Rosette, you are trying to control us, you are trying to redirect the conversation, you are not even part of the club, but no, she has to be ratchet about it. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. She's ratchet because how on earth are you saying to someone, you are saying the F word, you are saying footec to them, and you are telling them as you're walking out that you are trying to control them after they told you that you can all leave because you are not participating in the party. It's a party. You are supposed to be playing games and stuff like that. On that note, not Noxy saying that, oh, the game is about, tell us about your body immediately after they left. And then Mrs. Sunday also stand up and go to say, good night, guys. And then they all say good night. And as Mrs. J is leaving, as Mrs. Sunday is leaving, Mrs. J says that her body is automatically, amazingly. And I'm like, yo, these people, nah. And that's how the party ended, because they were all doing that thing. Not Vuyi in the car telling Pheladi that Mrs. J is a narcissist. Guys, I don't understand how an apology can't be also about how I feel about the things I have said. I could wrong a person and still feel guilty and feel like I have said something that I shouldn't have said and apologize for how it made them feel. Like, I don't understand. How do they apologize? They just say, I am sorry, I have hurt you. Every morning, Mrs. J goes to charge her car, and then Mrs. Noxie and Rosette at the house. They say they had a good time. They were talking, they were drinking, and they had fun the previous night. But on the other house, where Mrs. Sunday and Pheladi and Vuyi were sleeping in, they Mrs. Sunday goes into Pheladi's room to check up on her to see how she's doing since she didn't live with them the previous night. And then she finds out that Pheladi is gone home, and she called her. She told her that she didn't feel safe. She didn't feel like it was Mrs. J's territory, and because her apology was not genuine according to her, that's why she left. And she left her things. But the only thing we saw that she had left is the PJ set. The makeup and the other things we didn't see. We only saw the letter that was typed out. Remember, Pheladi said it was handwritten, and it looked like it was at the back of the paper, but we don't know. I don't know if the production decided to print out that what was written and left it there so that we can get the full story of Mrs. Sunday also reading the letter, whatever the case might have been. And then she says that she's going to check up on Pheladi later on during the day, but for now she wants to go and have breakfast with Vuyi. And as they are eating, the Happy comes in and says that, oh, welcome guys. She's now feeling better. She says that she's not feeling better, but she can't look like her problems, and she decided to show up. And I'm like, good for you, Happy, because I didn't understand that you could be depressed and people are having fun. No, I shouldn't be saying anything about this. But she said that she can't look like she's depressed. She's dressed nicely. She's dressed in like a jumpsuit, a short white jumpsuit, and she looks very happy as herself. And they update her about what happened. And then Mrs. Sunday is adding a story. Like, it seems like she's saying that Rosette asked, where is your happy? Kuphi lo happy wenu? And I don't think that's how she put it. I can't remember what exactly she said, but she didn't put it the way Mrs. Sunday is putting it. Okay, happy. Oh, maybe that's what she said. She says that Rosette has something going on for her, and she feels sorry for Pheladi. And Mrs. Sunday is also trying to call Pheladi sugar baby. And I'm like, I don't think Pheladi will appreciate that. I think she only appreciates it from Happy's side, because Happy says it in a way that is not offensive. Like those type of things, and that relationship dynamic they have. And then they update her about what happened the previous night and all of those things. And then she says that Rosette will know her. And then in the other rooms, in the other house, they are not having breakfast. They are having snacks that Mrs. J had prepared, and she also had champagne for them. And they say that they had a good time. And Mrs. J walks in and says that you guys prepare yourself for the day. I wonder what they will get up to, because it seems like that's how the episode ended. But from the next episode, it seems like they will go some, I don't know, quad biking. They'll go on a quad biking where Mrs. J Mandloses will come out and she'll be screaming like nobody's business. And then also Mrs. J and Pheladi are still going to meet up. And when Mrs. J proposes a hug, Pheladi says no. I'm like, good for you, girl. If you think this is not your safe space, you shouldn't be hugging her. This is a good approach. That's how I like Pheladi. She stand on business, even though she's a vile human being, because she's the first person to say that futsek word and the fuck off word. So those are the things that I don't like about Pheladi, because I don't understand why she said that to that lady. Anyway, they're still going to talk about your Vuyi and Rosette. I don't understand why she had to drag that whole conversation. There's no need for it to be dragged. They can just move on past it. Like, it's nothing special. There's nothing special about what Vuyi said about zoning off and having kids that rubs off the other women out. Like, I don't understand these people. There's no need to fight. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this recap. See you guys in the next one. Please like the video, comment on it, and subscribe on the channel.